God, I really need to try and somehow find the path to kickflip.
Howdy, Meowers. Welcome back to the BlushCat podcast. My name is Havarti, and today we are playing a fun little game.
Woohoo! Yeah, do you want me to explain the game, Havarti?
Yes, please. And I have no idea if it's actually going to be fun or not because I have never played it before.
Yeah, so let me explain this game to you. I've never played it either, but I thought it was pretty fun / funny, the people that I saw playing it. So I thought maybe we could adapt it for our podcast, but I will tell you, I got the idea from the Distractable podcast. This is an idea that as far as I could tell, Markiplier came up with, but he might have gotten the idea from somewhere else. So I don't know. You backtrack the credit if you want. But that's where I'm crediting where I heard of it. And I don't really know what they were calling it even, but I'm calling it an association chain game. It is very different from our previous association games that we've played, in the sense that today we are making chains of associations. So we've done nonsense association and maybe some other just general association. I don't know. But today, K-pop chain association game. Basically, we each have prepared some K-pop association chains. We start with a word that has something to do with K-pop. It could even be a person, a song, anything like that. And then in our minds, we go and we think, okay, what does this thing make me think of? Boom. Write down the next word. Okay, what does that word make me think of? Write down the next word. And you just quickly do a chain of 5 different things that you have associated in just quick succession. It's not like you're what do I really think of and really associate with this? No. It's just what came to mind. This is what came to mind. I write it down. That's step 1. The actual part of the game, because we've already prepared all of those, the part of the game is that the other person, so for me, Havarti, will be trying to come to the same associations that I did. So she'll get the first word, the starting word, and then she'll be like, okay, what does that make me think of? And based off of that, she'll think, okay, what did that make me think of? And she's just going to do more than 5, though. I'm going to let her go, She's going to run free and do just a whole long chain of associations until I decide, okay, either you did pretty good and you kind of got some of the words, or you're not getting there. So let's just stop you right now. And you're not getting any points because there are points to this game. You're going to get 1 point for every word that you find, that's the same word that I thought of. And then you get a bonus point if you land on the correct word. So technically, the most important thing is getting from the first word to the last word. The middle words aren't as important. You will get a point for them, though. But if you get the last word, you get 2 points.
Yes.
Was that clear?
That was clear to me. Thank you for the great explanation, Devin.
You're welcome. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be interesting and fun. My chains, I will say, I feel aren't very funny. So hopefully the funniness comes from what we say trying to think of a chain.
Okay, I was sweating nervously because my chains are kind of just
yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I thought too when I looked at them. So we'll have to see. Once again, whenever we play a game for the first time, it's kind of like a learning experience. There are a few ways that we might adapt the game if we are doing too poorly in things like that, but we'll see.
Okay, so do you want me to have you go first?
Whatever you're more comfortable with. What do you feel like doing?
I'll do that.
Okay, wait, so what does that mean?
I'll tell you the starting word of my first chain.
Okay. I guess I am ready.
Okay, your first chain, the first word of the first chain is Sulgi.
Sulgi. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, the fun thing too is that this isn't I'm going to go natural, I'm just going to be going naturally, but you didn't try to think of what I would say.
Right.
This isn't like, we've played some games sometimes where it's like we were trying to predict what the other person was going to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like that at all. Okay, so I'm just going to start. The first word that I thought of when you said Sulgi was limbs. So I'm going to start with limbs, and then limbs make me think of tree. And then tree makes me think of water for some reason. I don't know why I came up with that. And then water, honestly, is circling back around to bathtub, which bathtub, you would be at Sulgi again. And then if you're at Sulgi again, because we've circled around, honestly, cockroach is coming up, because that's actually what, like, when I was thinking of my words, I almost picked Sulgi.
Okay.
But I was like, I feel like I would have started with cockroach. I wouldn't have started with Sulgi. And I guess I could have started with cockroach because it's technically like a music video theme. So like that could have been K-pop related. But I was like, no, because if you start with cockroach and then you associate Sulgi with that, that's different than starting with Sulgi. I wouldn't have associated cockroach with it immediately. I would have done limbs. So okay, we're at cockroach. Gross, I guess. Sorry, but that's the next thing that would come to mind. And then gross, this is crazy, but I thought of McDonald's.
Do you say McDonald's?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And so McDonald's is fine, but like that's just what came to mind.
Is it though?
And so then if we think of McDonald's, I obviously think of clowns.
Okay.
And if we think of clowns, because my head is in this K-pop space, so like they are circling back to being K-pop things. If we think of clowns, you know it. You know what I'm going to say. I think of Key.
Okay.
And so then, gosh, if I think of Key, honestly, I think of Arancini. And then Arancini makes me think of Anna from Return of Superman.
Uh-huh.
And if I think of Return of Superman, I think of Non. And if I think of Non, I think of A Pink.
And is that where you're stopping?
Oh, is it about time for me to stop?
Yeah.
I was on a roll. I weaved it back into K-pop so many times. I mean, come on. You surely also went from Sulgi to A-Pink, clearly.
I actually didn't go from Sulgi to A-Pink.
Okay.
I actually went from Sulgi to JU. Like starting at Sulgi and then something JU.
Okay. This must be like, no, I have no clue. How did you get from Sulgi to JU? That seems crazy.
Well, I actually thought at some point you could have at least ended up getting one of the words in the chain.
Oh god.
Because I went Sulgi to 28 Reasons.
Okay.
Then I went 28 Reasons to Sun Me.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I was thinking of Sun Me
well, two of the things, because the limbs, but also the cockroach, and I thought you maybe would have brought up Sun Me's music video for Blue.
No, that's what I was thinking. I was
okay.
just thinking of Sun Me this entire time.
Okay, well then. I mean, Sulgi and Sunmi have so many
no, I definitely would associate them with each other. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I literally started by thinking of Sunmi.
Yeah, that's
literally that. To clear things up, guys, just let it be known that I was thinking of Sunmi.
Okay. I believe you.
Oh, I would have started at a different place than Limbs, definitely.
But after Sunmi, I went to 80s because I thought of Sunmi's Stranger music video, and then that video makes me think of Ice on My Teeth, the music video for that. And then once I thought of 80s, I thought of JU because back in TOO days, he was like a big 80s fan.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I don't think that I would have gotten any points even if I had started at Sulgi, but I definitely would have said different things. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
That's so crazy. Okay, I'm so sorry.
No points.
I'm going to make sure that I have the right name next time. That's how closely I associate their names. I don't know why. I totally know who each of them are, very clearly. But in my brain, I was just like, oh, okay, I got it. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
I wasn't ready.
I see what you're saying. You were mistaken mistaking Silgi for me saying Sunmi. Like, you were thinking of Sunmi the whole time.
I was thinking of Sunmi
instead
the
of
whole
I thought
time.
you just meant like, well, you almost made the connection to Sunmi, but like you never even were at Silgi.
Exactly.
That makes a lot more sense for the kind of things that you were
saying.
saying.
Like, I never once thought of Silgi.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I just didn't. My brain just didn't process the information properly that you were talking about Silgi at all.
Do you want to redo?
No. Because like I'm
Okay.
saying, I would have made different associations, but I don't think I would have landed on any of those things on the list.
Okay.
Okay. That was crazy. But it made for a fun time because everyone that knows Silgi was like, what in the world is she talking about? That was my associations starting at Sunmi. Okay.
I was going to say, too, when you brought up Key, I was going to say, hey, the hit song that they collabed on, but then you would have been like, what are you talking about?
Okay. I don't know where to start on mine. I kind of like you to pick your fate here. Can you pick a number for me, please?
I'm picking 7.
Okay. Your starting word for today is going to be Itsy.
Itsy. Okay. So I think 24 hours. Just like that's what's coming to my mind. Okay. And then I think of Devin Christie. Like Devin Christie YouTube for
I did not do this on purpose, guys.
For the listening to Itsy 24 hours for 24 hours challenge that I gave you the idea to do. You're welcome. And then after Devin Christie, I think of Plave. Well, like, plaving games, like I think of. And so then I think of Plave, I guess. And when I think of Plave right now, I'm thinking of Pico Park because I'm thinking of like games that Plave has played. And then when I think of Pico Park, I think of ZB1 because they're like the only other group that I've seen play that game, or maybe I've seen like one other group play it, but I don't remember. And so then I think of like a PC room because that's where they were when they were playing Pico Park. And then I think of Anton because I think I like just heard him say somewhere that he's never been to a PC cafe in his life.
What?
And I was crazy. Like, what? Yeah. And then when I think of Anton, I think of Rise. And when I think of Rise, I think of their comeback that they're about to have. And when I think of their comeback, I think of Mnet because they're like M Countdown because that's where everybody has comebacks. Usually the first music show is at M Countdown, but then I think of Inkigayo because
I'll give you a couple more here, but maybe start to wrap it up.
Because IOI just had a comeback and they went on Inkigayo before they went on M Countdown, and I was like, wow, that's crazy because they're an Mnet group. So I don't really know how that happened.
Good point.
And then when, I don't know, I kind of went from Inkigayo to IOI. So then when I think of IOI, I think of Chungha. And then when I think of Chungha, I think of dance. And when I think of dance, I go right back to Itzy.
Interesting. Okay, so you're going from Itsy to Itsy.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like maybe you almost were gonna get there, but you did not.
Okay.
Well, I mean, get theirs and get some points. You did not though. I actually went from Itsy to chocolate.
Oh.
And it's interesting because I kind of did think of the Itsy 24 hours challenge when I thought of Itsy, but it wasn't as strong as this other thing. So this is the path that I ended up going down. I actually went with Itsy is 5.
Okay.
And so I thought of 5. And then that obviously made me think of A Pink. And A Pink made me think of Chobom. And Chobom makes me think of chocolate. And that's really how we got there.
Okay.
It's really pretty streamlined until you get to the chocolate. But that's how we got from Itsy to chocolate.
That's a fun one.
So you were like, once you started talking about the music shows, and then you were talking about IOI, and I was like, okay, she's like bringing it back around. Like she could maybe get to A Pink somewhere in here. Mm-hmm. You didn't though.
Okay.
So
Okay, well, it's your turn again, and I'll have you do what you had me do. Why don't you just pick a number?
Okay, 4.
4. Okay. This one begins with culting.
Oh my. Okay. So, culting, the first thing I think of, it's kind of hard because, like, I think of the thing itself, but also, like, I don't want to just say that again, you know? So I think of Majing Xiang. It's been a long time since I said his name, but, like, I boasted previously that I was like, I know his name better now. So I think of him. And then I think of Nmix. And then because I mean, guys, if you don't know, if you haven't realized, he kind of looks like that girl from Nmix, okay? So I think of Nmix, and then I think of Havarti, because Havarti talked about recently listening to Nmix. And so then I think of cheese. And when I think of cheese, I think of gravity. And so then when I think of gravity, I think of cavity. And when I think of cavity, I think of eyelet.
Oh, okay.
And then when I think of eyelet, I think of jellious. And when I think of jellious, I think of jelly pop. Jelly pop, Zhang Hao.
Okay.
Zhang Hao, violin.
All right. I'm going to stop you after one more.
Violin? I don't know. For some reason, I thought of Anton.
Okay. All right. Well, you got, I mean, do you want me to tell you how many points you got, or do you want me to tell you the chain?
Tell me how many points I got.
Okay. You got 2 points.
Wow! Yeah.
And, like, you almost got a third one. Like, in a way. But, okay, so I went from culting to Lily, because I went culting to Ma Jingxiang to Solyun, who is Nmix girl, as you refer to her. And then I went Solyun to Nmix. Okay. And then I went Nmix to Lily.
Oh, wow.
So this was probably the easiest of my chains. Okay. Like, I thought you would have been thinking that same path.
True. Who doesn't? I mean, that's the natural path.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank God I picked number 4, I guess, because I got some points on the board. Okay, why don't you pick another number?
I will pick number 2.
Number 2, okay. Your starting word is going to be second gen.
Second gen? Okay, so when I think of second gen, I think of bops, and then I think of infinite, because, I mean, infinite makes second gen bops. And so then when I think of infinite, I think of golden child. And then when I think of golden child, I think of drippin'. And when I think of drippin', I think of Boys to Planet. And when I think of Boys to Planet, I think of main dish. And when I think of main dish, I think of Stray Kids. And when I think of Stray Kids, I think of kickflip. And when I think of kickflip, I think of iconic. And when I think of iconic, I think of Zhang Hao. And when I think of Zhang Hao, I think of ZB1. And when I think of ZB1, I think of and double, or however we're saying that. And when I think of and double, like, I'm kind of stuck in a loop here, but when I think of and double, I think of YH Entertainment, as they're now called. And when I think of YH Entertainment, I think of Yena. And when I think of Yena, I think of Tiara. And when I think of Tiara, I think of Dream High. And when I think of Dream High, I think of Bae Suzy. And when I think of Bae Suzy, I think of Eugen from Ive. And when I think of when I think of Eugen, I think of Ive. And when I think of Ive, I think of Starship. And when I think of Starship, I think of Monster X.
I'm going to give you like 3 more, maybe.
Oh gosh, okay. And when I think of Monster X, honestly, I thought of Boyfriend, because that's another group, and I kind of thought of Monsta X and Boyfriend at the same time, and I thought of Starship. Okay. So I think of Boyfriend, and then when I think of Boyfriend, I think of Janice, and then I'm right back to second gen. So I keep doing these ending up in the same spot type of things.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, you got 0 points.
Oh.
I really felt like I let you keep going because once again, it felt like there's a possibility, that she could circle back around somehow to get a point at least. You didn't make it though.
That's too bad.
I actually went. It is too bad. I actually went from second gen to Roni.
What?
Yeah. And so for those of you who don't know, Roni is Wooseok from Pentagon. Keep up. So how did I get from second gen to Roni? I'll tell you how. It's quite straightforward. Second gen goes to Girls' Generation.
Okay.
And Girls' Generation, I think of legs.
Okay.
Because with all those second gen girl groups, it's just like all leg, right?
Okay.
And so legs, I think of tall people. Tall people, Roni. It's as simple as that.
It's quite straightforward.
Like, who has legs? Tall legs? Roni.
All right. Fair and valid. I'll give you that.
Oh, thank you.
But going from second gen to bops is also valid.
Okay.
Just saying. Well, since we are already bringing up Pentagon and everybody needs to be reminded that they should be standing Pentagon, I'm going to just pick one for you.
Okay.
And so I'm going to start, I'm going to say the beginning of the chain is the Violet music video.
Okay, the Violet music video. I think purple, obviously. And if I think purple, I think royalty. Royalty? I'm not really getting anything from this. I'm at a dead end. What do I do? I'm at a dead end. Royalty? Honestly, the only thing that's coming to mind is tea. Like tea, because royalty. Okay. That's the best I can do. And then tea, I think of like Weverse. Like maybe somebody spilling the tea like on Weverse. And then Weverse, I think of V-Live. V-Live, I think of Wonho. And then Wonho, I think of bodybuilding.
Okay.
And bodybuilding gets me to it would circle back to Wonho. This would be like an endless ping pong. There's got to be something else that I think of when I think of bodybuilding. I think of protein, and protein I think of Noah, and Noah I think of Plave, and Plave I think of, I literally do not know why I thought of this, but sometimes you just have to follow the chain, right? I don't have any clue why I thought of this, but I thought of gardening.
Okay.
And so gardening, I think of soil. And soil, I think of Soilolin, My Colony and Oxygen Not Included, and it's starting to get a little derailed here. Soilolin.
I'll give you 2 more.
Oh my god, I have to get back from Soilolin to something K-pop, probably. Okay. Soilolin, I think of, oh god, I don't know. I don't have any clue. I'm for some reason desperately clawing my way. What?
I was gonna say we'll just stop you here if you can't think of anything else.
I've desperately clawed my way back to ZB1 because of what you brought up about them being playing Pico Park in the PC Bong, and so like Soilolin is like video game colony. Okay. Like I can imagine that. And so then ZB1, I am thinking of flowers.
All right, no points.
Where did that start?
The Violet music video.
Oh, to flowers. Violet to flowers is not bad.
Not bad. But you didn't get any points.
That one was like just, it was doomed.
I actually started at the Violet music video, ended on K-Hoon.
God, I really need to try and somehow find the path to kickflip.
So I went Violet music video to the Purple Cardigan, not just purple in general. I went the Purple Cardigan. Then I went to Yuchi from Idol. because she also had that purple cardigan.
Okay.
Then I went to Running Man because she was on Running Man China for a really long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And who loves Running Man and wants to be on it? Kahoon.
Okay.
And that's how I got there.
Okay. I should have known.
Maybe next time.
Maybe I could have gotten the purple sweater, but the rest of the I wouldn't have ever gotten there. Like, oh my god. Okay, interesting. Nice chain.
Thank you. I better get some points for this next one though, because we can't have only 2 points going to you, and then that's the only points on the board for anyone ever.
Okay. Fine. You know what? Oh, I will give you...
I want to pick a number, though.
Oh, you want to pick a number?
Yeah.
Okay, then pick a number.
May I pick number 5, please?
Of course you may. Thank you for asking so politely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now.
5 is the exact one that I was going to give you.
Oh!
Good job.
Wow, I'm a genius.
Okay, so, for this one, your starting point... I want, like, I'm giving you one that's similar to what you just gave me. You gave me Violet music video. I'm going to give you the song Bloom Bloom.
Okay. When I think of Bloom Bloom, I think of Pow. I mean, is that a valid thing to say that I think of? I think it is. When I think of Pow, I think of comics. When I think of comics, I think of DC. When I think of DC, I think of Just B, because I feel like they're like always in DC for some reason. When I think of Just B, I think of the Mamas. And when I think of when I think of the Mamas, I think of DKZ. And when I think
Valid.
of DKZ, I think of disbandment.
No!
And when I think of disbandment, I don't want to speak this into reality, but I'm also thinking of Blitzers. That's just where the train of thought was going.
Oh my god!
Sorry, everyone.
Obligatory DKZ and Blitzers mention in one of these like miscellaneous game episodes, but for the terrible reasons.
I'm sorry. At what cost?
Oh,
when I think of Blitzers, though, I think of the Seraphim, and I don't know if you know about that yet, but
I don't.
There's a reason.
Okay, I don't.
And when I think of the Seraphim, I think of Unche. And when I think of Unche, I think of her little Unche's diary thing that she had. And so I think of Music Bank. And when I think of Music Bank, I think of performances. I don't know. And when I think of performances, I'm thinking of Kickflip again.
You're losing steam here.
Yeah, I know. This one's kind of difficult.
Okay.
What did it start with even?
Bloom Bloom.
Oh, Bloom Bloom. Yeah, I'm so far away from anything that could be related to that.
Yeah, we're just going to stop you there probably. Okay, so you got 0 points.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did think that this one was one of the more straightforward ones, so I thought maybe you would get there. I went from Bloom Bloom to Spring.
Okay.
So here's how we got there. Bloom Bloom, I think of baseball. Baseball, I think of Humph by Pentagon. Humph from Pentagon makes me think of Humph or Hung 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 by Plave. And Hung 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 makes me think of Spring.
All right. Well,
I thought it was a pretty straightforward track, but you went with POW instead of baseball, unfortunately. So
yeah, it doesn't make a difference because POW is wrong, but I almost went from POW to favorite. A song by the group POW. I don't know if you say each letter or if you just say it POW. I don't really know, but I almost went there, but I thought of comics slightly first.
Okay. I thought maybe you would still get to baseball after POW because it would be like the baseball bat hitting the baseball like in the music video, but
guess not.
Okay.
All right, would you like to pick a number?
Sure. I'll pick number 6.
Oh, you already did that.
Okay. I'll pick For yours, the numbers are decreasing. So like you could pick the same number again technically. You just can pick one fewer number each time. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like the list is getting smaller.
Okay.
Okay, but so I'll pick number 8.
Number 8. Okay. Interesting one. We're starting with Unji.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong here, okay?
Okay.
If I'm thinking of the wrong
Is this a trick?
person.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But if I'm thinking of the right person, then this would be the association that I would make, you know?
Okay.
So I'm going to think of a Pink.
Okay.
Am I thinking of the right person?
Yes.
Okay. So I think of Unji, I obviously just think of a Pink. A Pink, it's just going to bring me down the rabbit hole of the association chain that I already went on. But a Pink, if I already was thinking of Unji and then I think of a Pink, I'm thinking of what is it called? Ung. Okay, so I'm thinking of Ung, and then I'm thinking of Sparkles. And if I think of Sparkles, I think of what's that? It's Amers. I think of Amers Starry Night. And then I think of Pickup Trucks.
Okay.
And Pickup Trucks makes me think, honestly, of, I don't know if it's Run or I Need You. I think it's I Need You is the one I'm thinking of. The one where they're at the beach at the end with the pickup truck.
I don't remember.
No, it's Euphoria. No, is that Jungkook's song?
Yeah.
It's Euphoria, I think. That one's got the pickup truck at the beach, doesn't it?
I do not remember.
Oh, but then pickup trucks at the beach. I think of Happiness by Pentagon. And then Happiness, I think of Red Velvet.
Okay.
And Red Velvet, I think of Wendy. Wendy, I think of Peter Pan. Peter Pan's bringing me to Ungi. And Ungi's bringing me to T01.
All right.
Ungi.
No points.
Okay.
However, you ended on like a surprisingly similar spot. Like it could have been worse, I'll say.
Okay.
You could have been like completely far off.
Okay.
I actually went from Unji all the way to DKZ.
Ooh.
And
Slay. Okay.
that's because I went from Unji to Taeray. And then I went to Man in Love.
You would.
And then I went to Mingyu.
You would.
And then I went to DKZ.
Oh.
See what I did there?
Genius.
Thank
True
you.
genius.
Thank you.
She could have gone to 17, but she didn't. She went to DKZ. Okay. Please pick another number. Havarti.
Oh, I'm gonna pick. Can I have you choose between two?
I guess.
I either want number 3 or number 9.
There is no 9.
I'll pick number 3.
Okay. Okay, your starting word is Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. Okay, cool. I think of Seulgi when I think of Red Velvet.
Okay.
And when I think of Seulgi, I think of Irene. And when I think of Irene, I think of that song, Million Miles Away. Is that the proper title? I think so. It's been stuck in my head all day today and all day yesterday. Great song. And when I think of that, I think of Confetti by Misamo, actually, because she has, like, Irene has a performance video for that song, and it, like, reminds me of the Confetti one. And when I think of Confetti, I think of Cupcakes. And when I think of Cupcakes, I think of Riz. And when I think of Riz, I think of Taemin. And when I think of Taemin, I think of Ha Sung-woon. And when I think of Ha Sung-woon, I think of Bird. And when I think of Bird, I think of Namju. And when I think of Namju, I think of CLC. And when I think of CLC, I think of Pentagon. And when I think of Pentagon,
oh no, she said a roadblock.
Stuck at Pentagon.
Oh no. I mean, you can just end it there if you want, but
when I think of Pentagon, I mean, I think of Yenon, I guess.
Okay.
That was the first concrete thing that I thought of. When I think of Yenon, I think of China. When I think of China, I think of Yuchi, because I just talked about her. And when I think of Yuchi, I think of red. And when I think of red, I don't know. I don't think of anything when I think of red. What do I think of when I think of red? Literally nothing is in my mind.
Okay, maybe we'll just stop you there then.
Okay.
You didn't get any points. This one, basically, you might think, oh wow, maybe I could have gotten there, because we started at Red Velvet and we went to Dreamcatcher.
Oh.
So you think maybe that you could have gotten there. And honestly, if you had gotten to the perfect second word, you maybe could have gotten there. But otherwise, it's a little obscure maybe.
Okay.
We went from Red Velvet to Surreal.
Oh.
And then from Surreal to Salvador Dali. And then from Salvador Dali to Clocks.
Okay.
And then from Clocks to Dreamcatcher. Obviously.
Yeah. I definitely could have gotten there. Never. I never would have. I probably never would have ever even said Dreamcatcher.
But obviously, if you're thinking of clocks, you have to think of that Dreamcatcher music video with all the clocks on the wall. It's just like the only thing that comes to mind.
Okay, all right. It was definitely an interesting one.
And I mean, how do you not think Salvador Dali when you think Surreal?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you tried. You didn't get it, and we move on.
All right. Well, what are we going to do now, though?
Yeah, so it seems like we're having a bit of a hard time getting points on the board. So we're going to pivot for these next rounds to a method that I thought we might implement to make things a little easier. It's kind of guided this time around. So this time, the starting word, like you will give me the starting word and I will say a word, and then you're going to go off of my association. And then I'm going to go off of your association. You're going to go off of mine. And so in your mind, you can kind of know where it needs to be going. So you might think of something that is kind of like associated. It has to be associated with my word, but like you might be kind of steering in the right direction.
Okay.
But I will still only get points for the words that I say.
Okay.
So should I pick a number, or do you have one in mind?
I'll just have you do this one.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with ZB1.
ZB1, okay. ZB1, I think Zhang Hao.
Okay. When I think Zhang Hao, I think China.
Okay, China. I think Yenon.
Okay. When I think Yenon, I think...
You can't think China. No, you could. We could get stuck in a loop.
I don't... I think acting.
Acting? Acting, I think Jae-chan.
Okay, wow. When I think Jae-chan, I made it seem like weird that you would think that, but no, like bring back actor Jae-chan. Like, hello, where is he?
Sure, but at the same time, respect idol Jae-chan.
Yes, please, everybody, go watch that short that we made. Like, maybe if people would have tuned in to everything,
Exactly.
would still be doing stuff.
Exactly.
But anyway, okay, when I think of, I don't know how to steer this.
Quicker than this.
This is hard.
Don't try to steer it. I'm just, if you can steer it, like it's possible that you can steer it because in your mind you know the direction, but don't try to steer it.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay.
Just do the association.
When I think of Jae-chan, I think of DKZ.
Okay, DKZ, I'm thinking card games.
Okay, when I think of card games, I think of magic tricks.
Oh, magic tricks, I think of Kun.
Okay, when I think of Kun, I think of NCT.
NCT, I think of NCT Dream.
Okay, when I think of NCT Dream, I think of Jano.
Jano, I think Jamin.
Okay, when I think of Jamin, I think of NCT.
Okay. NCT, I'm getting wavy.
Okay. When I think of wavy, I think of Hendery.
Hendy, I think of roses.
Oh, okay.
Because of that one wavy music video you made me watch. I mean, not a
What?
music video. It's like a self-cam version or something like
Oh,
that. With
oh
all
my
the roses.
gosh. Yeah, wow.
That's what I always think of when I think of wavy, because it's like one of the only things I've seen from wavy.
Okay. Well, when I think of roses, I think of red.
Okay. Red, I think of I hate to go there, but it's just red velvet.
Oh, okay. When I think of red velvet, I think of SM.
Yeah, and that's what I thought of when I thought of NCT. Like, I would bring it back to NCT at this point.
Should we just wrap it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Where did we start?
We started at ZB1.
Oh.
And
Oh.
you got 2 points.
2 points?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you said coon and you said wavy. And sorry, it went from ZB1 to candy apples.
Oh.
Interesting. And it went ZB1 to wavy because ZB1, their B-side that they're promoting, I'm like, was this song originally meant for wavy? Because it's like V for Vision, is that what it's called? I don't know, it's so new, I forget the exact title. But that song obviously makes me think of wavy. And then when I think of wavy, I think of coon. And then when I thought of coon, I thought of that live stream that he did with the other, like with NCT Dream members, and they were making Tong Hulu. So I thought of Tong Hulu, and then I thought of candy apples.
Oh, okay.
And who
okay.
was it that was just talking about
don't
those and didn't know what it
remember.
was?
I don't know.
Or like, we're surprised, you know?
Yeah. It had to either be Kickflip. Actually, there's a couple of people it could have been. It could have been Kickflip. It could have been Close Your Eyes. It could have been All Hope. It could have been Plave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But that was so funny because they were like, it was like Tong Hulu, but it was like a whole apple. I'm like, you mean a candy
maybe
apple?
it was Plave. Maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember.
No idea.
I actually just don't have a clue.
Well, 2 points. Congratulations. You now have 4 total points, and I have 0.
Oh. Well, I still have no clue which ones to pick off of my list, so I'm gonna have you pick another number.
All right. I'm gonna pick number 6.
Number 6. Okay. The starting word is an hyphen.
And hyphen, I think of knife.
Oh, knife, I think of spoon.
Okay, when I think of spoon, I think of fruit.
Okay. Fruit, I'm thinking peach.
When I think of peach, I think of cobbler.
Okay, cobbler, I think of shoe.
Okay, when I think of shoe, I think of Jimin.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Jimin, I think of dancing.
When I think of dancing, I think of 10.
Okay. 10, I think of stunner.
When I think of stunner, I think of Eunho.
Oh, interesting. Eunho, I think Bambi.
Okay. When I think of Bambi, I think of flowers.
Flowers, I think park.
When I think of park, I think Jimin.
Jimin, I'm thinking cat.
When I think of cat, I think Keiju.
Okay, Keiju. I think caramel macchiato.
When I think of caramel macchiato, I think of BTS.
BTS, I think of, I don't know, I thought of Microcosmos.
Okay. I don't really think of anything when I think of that.
Oh, come on. I mean, it's gotta give you, you know.
I think of city.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. City, I think of Chroma Drift.
When I think of Chroma Drift, I think of cars.
Cars? I think shiny.
When I think of shiny, I don't know. I think of shiny. Like, I don't know.
I'm already saying the group shiny.
Right.
Okay.
I think of key.
Okay. Key, I think of nothing. We're going to end it there because that is the ending word.
Key?
Key is the ending word. So you get 2 points.
Oh! Wow.
Now, so we went from N hyphen to key.
Okay.
Guided association. You got there. You didn't get any other points though. I did kind of say one of the words. I say kind of because I said a singular thing and technically it was plural. So I would have given you the point if you had brought the plural one up. You know, I would have given it to you.
Okay.
But good job. Okay, you got
Thanks.
you got 2 points because it was the final ending word. So how did we get from N hyphen to key? And I mean I feel like I did kind of an okay job of guiding you because I gave you shiny. I also gave you stunner, which I always think of key when I think of stunner.
Oh.
And okay. So in hyphen I thought of cats. You went with knife. I went with cats.
Why did you think of cats?
You know, what is it? Bring the heat back.
Oh.
So
Okay.
many cats. And so then cats, I thought of Kong Daniel.
Okay.
Oh, and I also had given you dancer or dancing or something
Yeah.
like that. And I thought maybe you would bring up Kong Daniel. I was like, she could go down a Kong Daniel path with dancer. Because we go N hyphen, cats, Kong Daniel. And then obviously Kong Daniel goes to Master Key.
Oh.
And then Master Key is key.
Okay. All right. 2 points. Let's go. For me. They're mine.
I think we have time for one more round each.
Okay.
So are you picking it or am I picking a number?
I'm gonna pick it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with IOI.
IOI. Okay. IOI, I'm thinking comeback.
Okay. When I think of comeback, I think of M Countdown.
Okay. M Countdown, Mnet.
When I think of Mnet, I think of MC.
MC, I think of Kehun because he's an MC right now, and it's got to be relevant because kickflip. You always bring kickflip into it, so I'm sure I got a point.
Okay. When I think of Kehun, I think of Ganuk because he's the other MC right now. Well, one of the other MCs.
Ganuk, I think of tough because everyone thought, oh, he's so tough.
Okay, when I think of tough, I think of like Jim.
Okay. Jim, I think of it's Kim Jong-kook. So yeah.
Okay, I think of Running Man.
Okay. Running Man, I think of what's his name? Kwangsu? Is he the one on Running Man? Okay.
I think of Chenyol.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Chenyol, I think of please don't be upset with me for this. World. I think of ears.
Okay. When I think of ears, I think of music.
Ooh, okay. When I think of music, I think of play.
All right. When I think of plave, I think of fitness.
Fitness. I mean, you forced my hand. It's Noah again.
When I think of Noah, I think of chicks.
Chicks. Okay. Chicks. I think honestly, Keiju.
All right.
Well, come on. I brought it back to kickflip twice. What's the problem?
I feel like we should stop it.
Okay.
Because we're not getting there.
Okay.
I've thrown out a lot of hints, but we're not getting there.
I'm not seeing the vision.
Yeah, because there was no kickflip relevancy to this one. We went from IOI to military. Because we went from IOI to Somi to Evelyn to Tony to military. And Tony is Hongsok from Pentagon for anybody who doesn't have a clue. And by doesn't have a clue, I mean doesn't listen to the BlushCat podcast.
Yeah. I mean, first Roni and now Tony, you guys are falling behind. That's crazy. And Matthew Dauma. I don't remember his name. I really should have gotten there. I should have.
Yeah. I mean, I coincidentally thought of Chick when you said Noah because I was like that's literally what I thought of. But Tony is like, that's his representative animal, is the chick. So that was also a hint for him.
I never would have thought of that. The next thing I thought of was yellow when I thought of chick. So I really wasn't getting there.
I was throwing out all the fitness, trying to bring it back to that. But then at the beginning, I was trying to really keep it around like the countdown MCs, because I thought maybe you would have known that at one point Somi was an MC of a music show before. And so it was like, maybe in some world she would get that. But
I don't think I would have gotten that. Okay, that's fine. I'm still ahead. This is your last chance.
Okay.
Do you want me to pick?
Tie game.
I have one in mind, or would you like fate to decide?
I would like you to pick.
Okay.
And I'm trusting, even if you sabotage. Like I'm like
sabotage.
Yeah.
I picked one to help you.
Okay. See, that's nice. I was trusting that you would be nice.
Okay. Unless this is a sabotage, in case the first word that I associated with this is quote unquote incorrect. We'll see.
Okay.
I could have checked, but I'm like, no, this is what I associated with it. Whether this is an incorrect assumption or not, this is what I associated. So I wrote it down.
Okay.
Okay. But your starting word is Anton.
Anton, rise.
Okay. Rise, Wanbin.
Wanbin, guitar.
Guitar, cello.
Cello, violin.
Violin, Zhonghao.
Zhonghao, sorry, ZB1.
ZB1, like live stages.
Okay, live stages, concert.
Concert, for some reason I just got just this feeling of oppressive heat. So hot.
Okay, hot, Le Seraphim.
Le Seraphim, retro?
Retro, disco.
Disco? Pong, honestly, is what I thought
of. Gravity, because I saw them on one of those one time.
Okay. Gravity.
People who don't know what disco pong is are going to be like, what? I saw him on it.
Gravity? We're at Gravity?
Yeah.
Okay, Gravity, I thought of like, what's that song called? Is it Set Net Go?
Okay, rock.
Rock, get a guitar.
Get a guitar, boom boom bass.
Boom boom bass, Anton.
Anton Wanbin.
Anton.
No.
Do you want points or not?
I'm gonna get somewhere. Anton swimming.
Swimming. Fast.
Running.
Super fast.
No. What?
This
Lightning.
is like the most guided one possible.
I'm doing a bad job, but I'm okay with that.
Lightning, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Lightning. Flash.
I don't know where this could go. Pose. I think of Pose by Close Your Eyes.
Oh. Okay.
You're like, no saving it anymore. There's no bringing it back.
Pose. I'm thinking.
Do I even want the points if they're this if they're this handed directly to me?
Pose. I'm thinking. In Sync.
In Sync. I'm thinking Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys. I'm thinking 2000s.
2000s. I'm thinking Pop.
I'm thinking, gosh, maybe for these ones we should have pre-revealed what they were, so that people know what we're trying to get to, because like they would be laughing right now. Pop, I'm gonna say Snap.
Okay, I think of Chang'e.
Okay. Chang'e, I think of Chang'e, I think of English.
English. Okay. Uh-huh. I think of America.
Okay.
Sorry.
America, I think of states.
States. I think of what state should I be thinking of? Maybe like, I don't know, New Jersey comes to mind.
Okay. New Jersey.
Has to do with maybe anything.
New Jersey. We're gonna end it there.
Okay.
Now, here's the crazy thing. Okay.
Okay.
There was a chance that you could have gotten a point right now and could have been right if I had fact checked.
What?
Because in my mind, I thought of one specific city, and then I thought, no, that's not right. Isn't Anton from New Jersey? But I thought to myself,
he was born in Boston or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, Boston is what I thought of when I thought of Anton.
Okay.
So I'm writing down Boston.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, that is what my chain moved off of, was Anton to Boston.
Okay.
But so, that's you're totally valid for saying New Jersey, right?
All right. Yeah.
Like totally valid, but it wasn't in the chain. But the chain is a fun one. So we actually went from Anton to millennials, because we went Anton to Boston, Boston to Zoom, Boston, Mass. 02134, send it to Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom, you can clearly tell. Zoom is to Zoomers, and Zoomers is to millennials.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I thought maybe we could get to Boston, but also I thought maybe we could get to Zoom. I was saying fast. That sort of stuff. Yeah. And then I thought maybe we could get to millennials with NSYNC, the 2000s.
I wouldn't have ever said that word.
Millennials.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a chance though that I could have said Zoom if I said Boston. I could have believed maybe getting there.
Yeah. And I could have believed you getting to Boston if Boston was where Anton was like more properly associated with. But like you would have had to probably get to
I didn't even go that direction at all. So.
You would have had to really circle that area with Anton in mind, and then you'd be like, okay, I guess Boston if it's not New Jersey, right? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, good effort.
Thanks.
Sorry that my chain was bad from the start.
I still had fun. Congratulations, Devin, for winning. We're done playing. You managed to earn 4 points today.
Hey, I mean, you got on the board with 2 points, so nice job. And
thank
you were the only one that got an ending point, right?
Oh.
So there's that. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that this was a fun little, experiment, but I'm not sure how it went. I thought it would be a little more wild than this. I'm not sure. You guys will have to let us know, because I don't know.
Yeah, so just leave a comment. And you can let us know, honestly, if you were making the change yourself and maybe you ended up on the final word. If you were playing along, let us know how you did. And if you liked this episode, you can go ahead and like it wherever you're listening. And subscribe to the BlushCat channel on YouTube and turn on notifications. Please and thank you.
I hope you enjoyed us trying out a new game. Thanks for listening.
This has been Havarti
and me. Bye.
Meow 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 meow